Hi, my name is Sherpa. I'm on the top of Mount Everest. As you can see all around us, there's ice and snow and glaciers. But it's predicted that by 40 years, all this will have melted away. Not only will this be a loss for us mountaineers, this is a treasure for us, but it is also a vital necessity for billions of people who depend upon these glaciers for water.
The average temperature increase in Nepal is twice that of the global average. So what that means is that we're already seeing everything that's going to happen in the world. From another point of view as well, Nepal is not to blame for this. Nepal has a contribution to carbon emission of 0.02%, which is practically nothing. And so we're not to blame, yet we are the first victims. So I think the West should come in and help us deal with our problems. Not because it's charity or aid, but rather because it's justice. I mean, you have to help us because it's a problem that you have brought to us. So when you have a quarter of humanity who are going to face a serious shortage in water, then that is not just about climate change and environment. That's a humanitarian crisis, and that's actually also security. When 1.3 billion people see that because of the actions of the West historically, they are being disenfranchised, then there's going to be a lot of hostility towards them in the future. And so it's important to act now. The Imja Lake is one of the most talked about lakes right now. It's the Imja Glacier is the fastest receding glacier in the Himalayas. Some of the studies show that it's receding up to 74 meters every year, and this is actually directly upstream of the homeland of the Sherpas, the Khumbu. If that glacier lake bursts and comes down, it's going to wash out everything in its path. But it's not just one such lake. Every year, more and more lakes are found. Glaciers that used to be there are now lakes. Something like an estimate of more than 2,000 glacial lakes in the Himalayas, 20 of which are in a critically dangerous stage, i.e. Dangerous in terms of it's about to burst and it's going to wash out everything downstream. There's a prediction by ECMOD that in 40 years' time there's going to be no more glaciers left because they're all going to be melted away. So when that time comes, there's going to be 500 million people who are going to face chronic water shortages, and there's going to be a lot of problems coming. There are many other different effects of climate change in Nepal. For example, the extremes of weather. The drought in the winter season is prolonged. So last year we had a drought which lasted 7 months. That's more than half the year. 7 months of winter drought, which normally should be about 4 months. We're also seeing that when it rains intensely, but for a very short period of time. So you get huge floods and landslides. Another thing as well you have to that comes with the droughts is that the forests become very dry. So when the forests become very dry, the forest fires tend to be more likely. Last winter we saw more than 200 different forest fires in Nepal at one point. So this is not only a problem for the Nepali people, but it's actually also a problem for wildlife and for the very, very fragile ecosystems.